Greetings, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to another discussion. It is me, once again, screaming into the void of the internet. I got something I'm going to talk about a bit. Can we talk about the fact that no one wants to confront the true issue going on in a lot of these westernized countries? Like, everyone still wants to dance around the issues. You'll see a few people, just blatantly say it, but, they still want to dance around it most of the time. These freaking cocksuckers that are coming in invading are the ones causing all the crime. But everyone is just dancing around this crap because it's so woke, and they're all just like, oh, we can't say, it's a black person, we can't say it's a Muslim person, we can't say it's an immigrant, because if we say that, then it's a problem. And my thing is this, right? I'm going to say this again, because I've said it previously in one of my videos about, race mixing and crap like that. I don't really care about that. I don't really see a whole thing as race, if I had an organ transplant and it came from somebody who was, Asian or white or whatever, if my body is, treated in the manner where it doesn't reject that organ, it'll take that, we can interbreed, if we really were different races and stuff like that, or at least different species, which is usually what they're trying to, refer to us as, we wouldn't be able to interbreed. And you can see this even in instances where they say, oh, chimpanzees possess, 98.7% of our, DNA, and there are people who took, human sperm and tried to mix it with chimpanzee eggs, it didn't work. They took chimpanzee sperm and tried to mix it with human eggs, it didn't work. So, that is the difference, there is a difference in species and in race, but in terms of humans, I don't really see different features as equating to different race. Now, yes, different features in different cultures is going to equate into different lifestyles and different practices. Because listen, I can look at videos right now. I'll just be funny real quick. I watch a lot of the Indian street fruit meme, the little that crap. That is just absolute. That is absolute joy to me, dude. It's just the music cracks me up, and it's always followed by someone doing the most degenerate crap. Not that everyone in India, is that, but there are certainly some people that look at that and they'll represent that oh yeah, that it still tastes way better than American garbage. And I'm like, buddy, I know American garbage is processed as all hell, but my god, you're literally eating cow turds and you're acting like that crap sugar sweet. So I don't know about that. But what I'm getting at is we're at a point where people are out here because they're so wokeified, because they don't want to, isn't it such bullcrap that they can tell you that, oh, I don't see enough Asians here, I don't see enough trannies here, I don't see enough faggots here, I don't see enough lesbians here, I don't see enough blizzacks here, I don't see enough women here. But then the shoe's on the other foot and it's about crime, and now you don't want to say the name. I thought it's diversity. I thought, everything's supposed to be equal. I thought everything was supposed to be inclusive. But then when it comes to crime, you want to just go ahead and say, oh, well, this person should just be excluded because we don't want to give everyone a bad reputation. And you're seeing this crap in real time. You're seeing it in Germany, you're seeing it in Canada, you're seeing it even in America, especially in some of these states like Chicago and stuff like that. I'm telling you, if you're in Chicago, you need to get the heck out. If you're in New York, you need to get the heck out. These cocksuckers are literally laughing when they get arrested because they know that they're going to be out in a week. They're over here snuggling little girls and little boys and freaking attacking random people because they know they're going to get out. And it's really, really, really bad in Canada and Europe in general right now, because you're seeing that crap to where, if you retaliate, if you go after this cocksucker, they're arresting you. And I saw something just the other day where it's this guy who was trying to, attack this guy who was, I don't know if he was, trying to assault someone sexually or just assault them in general. He was trying to attack this guy. The police jump on him for trying to attack the guy, and the guy that, he was about to attack, attacks the police and, stabs him and kills him. I'm like, what kind of clown world are we looking at right now? No one else is, looking at this crap? It can't just be me. I'm not the most intelligent person in the room. I'm not the most observant person in the room. But I do look at the world that happens to me because, I guess being raised in the hood has taught me to just always look at my surroundings, always, question people who are around me. But again, like I said, I'm not perfect. I know that there's probably situations where I'm probably around someone that I really shouldn't be around. And, I'm around them. So, again, I'm not going to pretend my freaking spatial awareness, my situational awareness is, peak or something like that. But it is there to a certain extent. But I'm looking at this crap and it's guys, I don't understand how you could function around this. If you're in Canada, if you're in Europe, I don't care if it freaking bankrupts you. You need to really consider getting the heck up out of there, man. I don't know what country you should go to. Maybe freaking Asia is Asian countries, because like they don't freaking play that there. Like they may not like. I hope to God that wasn't a freaking cockroach or something. I'm not scared of cockroaches, but the last thing I want is a freaking cockroach on me while I'm outside trying to record this video. So if I freaking jump up, I'm not gonna drop this phone, but I'm gonna be pissed as a mofo if that crap's crawling on me. But like at least in Asian countries, like if you do some dumb crap, you know, they find out, and if you're guilty, they freaking do it with you. They freaking excommunicate you. They don't freaking wait around like the freaking American countries where and stuff like that. And if I'm not mistaken, isn't it like Venezuela? I think that's the country that they just started like freaking executing the gang members or stuff like that, and then the crime just dipped, just completely went away. Because listen, crime usually happens from a very small amount of people and stuff like that, because they think that they can get away with it and stuff like that. And now you're seeing that number grow because like they realize that, hey, they could come in here and they'll just get away with it. And I'm telling you, listen, all you need to do to stop this crap is just excommunicate them. Why are these freaking soy boys and soy gals so they're so anti like death penalty? It doesn't make sense to me. Like you're telling me honestly that if someone wants to come and like molest me or my sister or like my little nephew, oh, at least you're alive. And now I'm a victim when I could have killed this guy. Well, at least you're alive, you know? Like, oh, well, if he wants to steal, it's just stuff. Now, am I someone that says life for life? It depends, you know? Because, like, there are instances where if it was actually an accident, I don't necessarily think that sucker should die, especially, like, if they weren't at fault. You know, like, there are some people that honestly think that, well, if someone kills another person, then they should always die, even if that person was, like, you know, completely at fault. You got instances where, like, you got some jackass on a freaking motorcycle, you know, like, trying to make a U-turn on like, a freaking highway, and they get rolled by a truck, and then they die, and then some bastard, like, killed the truck driver or something. Like, what? He was obeying the law. There's some freaking idiot turning, you know, like, so I don't necessarily know if I'd say that, you know, life for life every time, but at least in the realm of crime, like, yeah. And I'm gonna tell you something else, like, we need to, like, handle that crap seriously, like, as in public execution, seriously, because that's the only way that this crap stops. Do you really think that these freaking cartel members and stuff like that would be cartel members if you were caught, right? Because, like, cartel members are pretty brutal and stuff like that, or even rapists are right. And I'm not even censoring my words this time because I have to get out my system, like, because I have these conversations sometimes with my friend, and, you know, and it's not just him. I know that, like, there are a lot of people that feel like this. Like, they feel like when someone does something that barbaric, then they need to suffer and stuff like that. I'm like, I get that, but, like, you can very quite easily lose your humanity, because then what's different about what you're doing? They're over here causing harm, they're over here causing chaos, and you say that it's bad, but now you believe that you're on the moral high ground, and think about it, you're just as sadistic as them. This is why I say all human beings are freaking evil. That crap has to be kept in check. Listen, I don't say this crap because I'm like some freaking goody two-shoes moral high ground. I'm a piece of garbage. I know that I am, but I try my best to keep myself in check. Because there's honestly instances where, yeah, you probably might think that sucker should suffer, but at most, in my opinion, the farthest we should go is burning these bastards at the stake publicly, period. You know, that's the most that should happen. That, you know, again, like firing squad, and then take the body, put that sucker on a pike and hang it up so people can see and say, hey, yeah, this is what happens when you're a criminal. You get hung up on display for everybody to see. This is your rotten corpse, and crows come and freaking eat on that bastard. Yeah, that's what should happen, because when people really see, when they see that that's going to happen to them and stuff like that, then yeah, they'll stop. But again, you know, it has to happen in instances where you know that it's them, because unfortunately, we've had instances where we're killing the wrong freaking people with the freaking death penalty and stuff like that, but I'm never going to sit around here and say that it's unwarranted just because, you know, the wrong people are getting it, because there are just completely evil bastards that roam the earth. And like I said, most people are evil. The only thing holding them back is fear of consequences. Take away consequences. If you told people right now that an asteroid was going to hit the earth, you want to know what most people would do? They go around and they just start raping, they just start pillaging, they start doing the dumbest crap. They wouldn't be trying to spend time with their friends. They wouldn't be trying to give their loved ones a call, you know, that maybe they've never seen, and say, hey, you know, I know that we never got to meet as much, and I'm sorry that it's, you know, on terms like this, but I just want you to know I love you, and I hope that we're going to see each other on the other side. You know, like, you wouldn't hear stuff like that. You would just see massive amounts of people just panicking, just trying to steal crap, doing the most dumb crap for no reason. Sure, life's gonna end. Let's go ahead and say, like, the meteor situation. Like, sure, life's gonna end, but why would you spend the last moments, like, just trying to cause harm to another person? It just doesn't make sense to me. Like, and yeah, that happened quite often. Like, if you really want an example, I know I've said this before, like, look at instances where, like, the ships are about to, like, go down. These instances where, like, ships, like, old ships, like, in 1800s, 1900s, like, early days, look at that crap, and look at when it goes down, and look at what the guys are trying to do, But at the same time, I'm not going to completely say that every guy who was, like, not doing that, but, like, every guy trying to, like, save himself is in the wrong, because, like, I'm going to say something else, because it's still correlated, right? Because it's talking about, like, the migrants and stuff like that. A lot of these women are making these freaking videos saying, oh, it's not right that I don't feel safe walking down the street. Oh, it's not right that I have to worry about, like, a guy following me, and I don't feel comfortable, and I'm scared to leave my apartment, and this, that, and the other. But here's my question. Most of the time, they're coming from a very, like, freaking feminazi government and stuff like that, right? And 9 times out of 10, that they freaking voted, oh, no one's an alien, no one's this and that, because let's just be real, man. Like, the people who get it the worst are usually the chicks when they come out of these freaking universities of indoctrination. And they're the ones saying, no one's an alien, and you should just let them here, and you shouldn't deport them, and all this stuff. And then when they start getting screwed, they don't want to say who it is. It's like what was happening with the chicks in America, where they were getting absolutely dumped on by, like, a trans testicle, and they were leaving anonymous letters. How much of a pussy do you have to be to sit around here and say, oh, I'm going to leave an anonymous letter because I'm scared? This guy's already dumping on you. He's stealing your money because he's absolutely slaughtering you because he was born with the dick and balls. And you don't have the freaking cojones, or I guess in this case, the freaking ovaries to just say, yeah, we need to get rid of this guy. You're going to write anonymous letters instead of just coming together and saying, yes, we don't want him here. It doesn't make sense to me. But what they're usually trying to say is in instances like that, where they're saying, oh, I'm scared to walk down the street. Oh, I'm scared to ride the subway. Oh, I'm scared about this, that, and the other, right? They're expecting you and me, men, to be disposable. Yes, no. That's not happening. That is not happening. You see, you made it very clear, along with your cocksuckers voting in office, telling all the guys out here, oh, excessive force. Yeah, we're going to arrest you for that. That's manslaughter. Oh, you punched a guy's teeth out. Oh, we're going to go ahead and send you to jail for a year. And even if it was just 30 days, how many of you guys can survive 30 days being in jail and know that, okay, I'm going to have a roof over my head? My bills are going to be good. None of us are in that position right now. Most guys are living with their parents. But if they're living by themselves, no one can honestly say that, hey, if they go to jail right now, that they're going to have something waiting on them on the outside. Starting from ground zero in this freaking economy? In this economy? And what do you get? Men don't have homeless shelters. Men don't have, like, freaking support circles where, they get employed easier. Like, you may see instances where jobs say, oh, criminals encouraged. That don't mean crap, dude. Listen, you got people out here with master's degrees, tons of experience, and they're struggling to get work. Do you genuinely think that cocksucker honestly means that, if you got a criminal background, that they're going to give you a chance? They're not. But worst of all, you can lose your life. How many instances do you see where some fella, attacks, a would-be attacker of some chick at a restaurant, and he dies? That chick doesn't even call the ambulance. She just goes about her merry way. One of the best examples on this is, like, the video on the subway footage where this freaking guy, tries to protect this random chick, and then she just walks right over his body. She doesn't care. So it's like, they think that crap's your duty. And like I said, here's a really good scene of this. The movie The Joker, the one about the mental guy, right? Look at that one. The chick getting harassed, who was probably, again, about to get struggle snuggle. Let's just be real. If he didn't start cracking up, she was probably about to get struggle snuggled by those 3 guys, right? Here's the thing. She looked at him and felt he was obligated, a random guy, sitting by himself. He's not getting bothered by those dudes. Sitting by himself. She felt that he was obligated to come and rescue her. But when she saw the opening, what did she do? Did she attempt to, like, fight with him? She left. She left him all by himself. But if he would have did it to her, the movie would have just been like, oh, that was wrong. You can't do that. But hold up now, you're in America. Because, that, again, I'm talking about at least in that sense. You can get a hold of a firearm. Why are you riding the subway by yourself and you don't have access to a firearm? You know, like, these are things that you need to talk about. Because, like, the chicks could probably do it and get away with it. You got instances where, like, where was it? California or Chicago or something like that? Like, the chick stabs this dude 100 times and says that, oh, because she's high, she doesn't have to go to jail. Listen, you can't do this crap and then think that guys who see this crap, who see how unfair the system is, who get screwed over, who watch their friends, you know, like, freaking end themselves because of the crap that they have to deal with. If a situation goes bad and they have to deal with the fallout, like, they're not going to do it. I've said this all the time. I've even told my sister this. Hey, listen, you know, I love you, but I'm gonna be honest. Unless that sucker is coming in this house, you know, unless they're coming, like, you know, at my territory, if you doing some dumb crap, you know, and you're freaking instigating something with some guy that, you know, can easily take advantage of you, don't look to me. I'm not your boyfriend. I'm not your husband. And I'm not about to throw my life away for you, because, listen, the fact of the matter is, 9 out of 10, in some of these instances, these chicks, the ones that, like, are so-called attacking them are the freaking boyfriends. Don't beat my boyfriend, he's just knocking my teeth down my throat. It doesn't make sense. You can't sit around here and treat people like this and then think that they're going to act like this. You see, people like to ask, you know, taking this back to the good book, where's the Good Samaritan? Simple. The Good Samaritan is the anonymous Samaritan, because when he was being good, he started getting freaking incarcerated. You know, just like it says, good evil and evil good. You attack someone and fight off an attacker who's, you know, ruining somebody. Now you're a criminal. We're going to throw you in jail. You let this bastard do whatever he's going to do, and if he does go to jail, he doesn't stay there long. So you're at the day and age now where it's like, listen, your cultures are falling apart. You've got the freaking evil manipulators going around here consistently letting them in, and the people who can do something, you know what they're just going to do? And myself included, yeah, we're just going to protect ourselves. We're not going to protect anyone else, you know? If you don't have any kind of connection to me, you know, don't ask for my help. I'd argue that I'd probably be more inclined to help another man. I'd probably be more inclined to help him, but even then, you know, you don't understand the context. You don't understand, like, if he has it coming or not. But I'd be more inclined to help him because I know that he's at least going to have gratitude. The fact that because listen, I'm not one of these idiots that's ever saying, oh, well, if I rescued a chick, I'm supposed to get pussy. I'm not one of these jackarses saying that. But the fact that you're not even going to get gratitude, and then 9 to the 10 you're guaranteed to get a court case, for what? Why do you get a court case for doing the right thing? It doesn't make sense. I know why, because it's a freaking corrupt world and it's a corrupt system, but it's like, you have to think about the logic going on in those cunts' head. But there isn't any logic. It's just about money, and that's why I freaking hate money. And people tell you, oh, money's a tool, money's a tool. Money is one of the worst inventions, like, humanity has ever invented. Like, they've always just had to find some way to say, I am better than you because I have this thing that is, air quotes, hard to get. And think about it. Every kind of form of currency that we've ever used has really been valueless. Think about it. Wooden coins, freaking gold, you know, like freaking rubies and all this other bullcrap. Like, what can you do with that? Pearls? Come on, dude. Get real. Like, what can you do with that crap? What can you do with it? If you were on an island right now, and I give you access to all the gold in the world, what are you making happen with it? Absolutely jack crap. You can't do anything with it. How about pearls? Nothing. Rubies? Nothing. You know, maybe you can freaking cut a fish's belly open with the crap, but I mean, you could break a rock and do that. So it's like, I don't know. I don't see that. I don't buy that for a minute. You know, like, but if I put you on an island and I give you access to wood, I give you access to lumber, you can do something with that. There's a use with that, you know, like, I'm not trying to make this like about money. I'm just saying, like, you're looking in real time that your society is falling apart because stupid people are in charge. Stupid people are allowed to cast votes and stuff like that literally destroy the countries. You know, and I'm just at the stage now where I'm like, listen, man. Okay, like, I don't know why we can't just call out these freaking cocksuckers. Listen, I'm a nibba. I'm a blizzax, a brother. I don't really like to say that they're my people, because, listen, what these cunts do, that doesn't really concern me, because I'm not them. You know, like, I have to live my life for me, and these cunts do not represent me. It sucks that I'm going to be in a position where people feel like they need to, but I'm gonna tell you something right now. If you feel like off-put by me because I'm a nibba, because I'm a blizzax or something like that, you know, like, that's fine. You're allowed to. You know, like, I tell people this all the time, because, like, there are some people that I talk to and I feel like a lot of people are like this because, like, a lot of people are weeaboos right now because they love Japan and anime and whatnot. And they have such a hard-on for Japanese culture without knowing anything about it actually, right? If you go to Japan, you're going to be seen as an alien. You have to understand that. Like, I'm not telling you you're going to, like, get ostracized or something like that, but you're going to be seen as off because you're a foreigner. And it's a very closed, shut-in nation. And there's nothing wrong with that. People have a right to feel off-put by you. People have a right to feel like, hey, I can't trust you. Like, if you're a part of a small community and, like, some new fella comes on into your town, you have a right to say, I wonder what's going on with him. Because, listen, why is he running out here? Why does anyone just come and move out here? Sure, sometimes they want to come and retire, but think about it. Like, let's say that you're running from something. Let's say you want to start over. Let's say that you're freaking molester and you're trying to start over in a neighborhood where, like, no one knows, right? And so people have to look out for that. And you have to also understand that when someone has something that they want to protect, if they have a family and stuff like that, then it is within their best interest. It is, I take it back. It's their freaking goddamn obligation to look out for their freaking family. What kind of father or mother would take their kid into, like, one of the worst crime-ridden cities in the world? Is that honestly someone that you'd say is a good parent? Like, you have this whole, like, oh, you can't judge me. No, I'm downright obligated to judge you, especially if I have, freaking kids to protect or something like that, right? Or a family or a wife or something like that. Even a husband, because it's like, you got to think about it. Like, let's say that you're a gal and it's like you were taking your freaking husband somewhere that he wasn't familiar with and it was like a freaking dangerous place. Like, what kind of piece of garbage would you be, like, take someone that you care about to, like, a dangerous spot, like. The thinking of most people today has just completely fell off a cliff. And if you talk about this, like, no one really cares. No one wants to think about this stuff. And that's why I'm telling you, like, this is why even after, like, say, a crusade happens, right? What you're going to see is people still won't take accountability. They won't take charge of their own lives. They don't want to think for themselves because it comes with accountability, and people don't like accountability. I know that there's this saying that accountability is women's kryptonite. That's not true. Accountability is humanity's kryptonite because people don't like holding themselves accountable. They don't. They don't, man. They never want to admit that it's their fault. And if you want to think about this, like, take, for example, parents. How many parents have created, like, some awful murderers, and yet the parents don't even have to face anything? You got to think about it. If you have a defective product or something like that, and it goes and it harms someone, you can go to that company and hold them accountable. Why is it that, say, a person can essentially, hands down, create an absolute monster because they were just, again, some jackass parents that shouldn't have had kids, and they had them, and then this kid ends up effed up? And like I said, I don't completely discredit the kid because they're their own person, but if you did some effed up stuff and you did not do what you were supposed to do as a parent, then, there should be some kind of something that needs to happen. There needs to. And think about it. Like, if that happened in, say, like, in this community, in, like, the Blizzax community, the Ratchets and stuff like that, do you think that they would be allowed to have kids? You think if they were getting locked up for creating these freaking gang members and gangbangers and stuff like that, these freaking murderers, do you think that they would still be doing it? They couldn't. No, they couldn't, because they'd all be in jail. Period, point blank. So, yeah, I don't know why people are under the guise that, talking about this crap is somehow making you racist. Why are people so afraid of that crap anyway? Like, that all that really is just a tool used by people to try and tell you that, oh, you're hating. No, you are acknowledging certain facts, and facts do not make people, comfortable. They always say that facts don't care about feelings, and it's true. Facts don't make you comfortable; they make you uncomfortable a lot of times, because usually facts aren't pleasant. A lot of stuff about the world is very unpleasant. A lot of truth about the world is very unpleasant, and people can't handle that for some reason. And I get that it's very overwhelming, and I get that a lot of people will just want to freaking end their lives when they find out too much, but for me, I just see it as, okay, it's just one more thing that I have to protect myself from. Like, a lot of people are doomers, and, like, they're nihilists, and they don't have hope. I'm not really one of them. I'm not going to say that I have hope. I think hope's very... I don't know. Hope's weird. Hope is something that can get you in trouble, because you can get very naive, You can just get to the point where you're just convincing yourself of crap that just is not true. You can become very disconnected from reality if you have too much of it. But you can still have a certain degree of it where it's like, you can be like realistic hope, you know, because like one of the things that I say all the time is, you know, I may have a plan for how I want to air quote succeed, because I don't consider success, you know, a whole bunch of materialistic possessions and massive amounts of money and tons of women, family, blah, 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 blah. I just think success for people should be contentment in your life. Are you able to be content in life? You know, like, and if you are, then I'd say you're successful. Are you a monk on a mountain? If you're really content with that, then, you know, you're content. You know, you're successful to me. Are you someone who's living in an RV, but you're just driving around the freaking world and stuff like that, and you're just driving around the States? If you're content with that, then, you know, you're winning. I've never really seen, you know, life for me as I need a whole bunch of stuff in order to be happy. So, like, you know, like what I said for myself, you know, like, for me, like, you can be realistic about your hope, and you can be realistic about your optimism. You know, optimism at all isn't necessarily a bad thing. I know that there are just people who are just say, oh, no, you should be hopeless and stuff like that. You should be just like me, who just wants to kill myself constantly and blah, 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 blah. But, nah, I'm just not like that. I'm too much of a fighter, you know, I'm just not, I'm not going to give up for something like that. Now, I might not necessarily do things the correct way or something like that, but again, I'm just too much of a fighter to just say, oh, yeah, I'm just going to, like, just turn over the towel and, not turn over that, but just throw in the towel and is what it is. I just can't do that, personally. I can't. So, yeah, I might not have everything that I want, but I can at least have a few things, you know. I can at least maybe get a small cabin. I can build a cabin. Maybe I can build a little house in an RV or a moving truck or something like that, you know, something. I can set something up. That's the kind of realism that I have, you know, because that's just the kind of world that you're living in, man. You might not like it, but that is the world that you live in now, and there's not much you can do, you know, until some of these suckers get dealt with at this point, because we might not want it to happen, but that's all they're going to respond to. Until that happens, then nothing's really going to change. I just wish that a lot of people, like, if you're already considered a villain no matter what, like, if being a villain means that you're a normal person that is acknowledging reality no matter how uncomfortable it is, just suck it up. Just say, yeah, I'm a villain. You know, just say, yeah, I'm racist. If being racist means that I am acknowledging the fact that there is a group of people that is about to freaking cause me physical harm, you know, sexually assault me, take my freaking kids or something like that, you know, like, just say it. Stop being scared of these pansies. Why are we so catered to these freaking purple-haired, you know, multicolored freaking rainbow bastards that don't know what they are, you know, within every freaking 20 seconds? But I'm supposed to cater to them and, like, essentially put myself in harm's way? That's not happening. People need to get over that. They really do. But I'm just gonna go ahead and leave here, man, because our world is crazy as heck, dude. Like, I'm seeing news articles where, like, this is happening consistently, and I just know that, like, if it was somebody that was close to me, like, if it was my nephew or something, like, that, like, one of these freaking psychopaths are, like, going out here and trying to put their hands on, I don't care what happens. That bastard is gone. Okay, like, I'll go ahead and do whatever I'm going to do with the cops when they get here, but I'm also not going to jail, so, you know. If that means I gotta, you know, go ahead and get put on the casket by the cop, then hey, it is what it is, because I'm not going to sit around here and stand in front of a freaking circus where doing the right thing puts me on a freaking shirt. You know, like, because listen, I'm not obsessed with life, you know. I don't need to live to be freaking 80 years old and watch my body fall apart and crap like that. So I don't care. But I'm just looking at this crap. I'm just looking at this happening. It's just really crazy. I know that people say that you shouldn't look at that stuff. You should focus on what's good. But listen, man, it's hard to focus on what's good when everything around you is constantly being attacked. When you're looking at people in real time get thrown away for the rest of their lives because they had the gall, air quotes, to stop a freaking psychopath, a rapist, a freaking murderer from doing something. It's hard to. But I'm going to go ahead and end it here. I don't know if I'll say I hope you enjoy considering the context of the video, but I hope you got something from it. God bless. I'll see you next time.